bless the Lord at all times, and his praise shall continually, forever, and always be in my mouth. Come on.
I will bless the Lord at all times. I will bless the Lord at all times. I will bless the Lord for his, yes, Lord, forever be in my mouth. For his, oh, I will bless the Lord. Anybody gonna bless the Lord until your dying day? For his, for his praises shall forever be in my mouth. The Lord has been mighty good to me. I'm gonna bless his name. He loosed my shackle. He saved my soul. Now I've been made whole. I will bless the Lord. I will bless the Lord. I will bless the Lord for his, yeah. For his, oh, glory to God. Listen, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. You ought to bless his name. Bless him in your walk. Bless him in your talk. Bless him in your soul. I will bless the Lord. Anybody gonna bless the Lord? I will bless the Lord for his. Yes, they shall forever be in my mouth.
Now I know I'm not by myself.
Yes, sir.
Oh, magnify the Lord with me. Come on.
Bless him. Bless the Lord. Right where you are. You ought to bless him. Bless him in the good times. Bless him even in the bad times. You ought to bless him. Bless him in a dance. You ought to bless him. Bless him in a praise. Because he's been so good. And he's been so kind. He's been faithful. Yes.
All right, How Sweet the Sound family, put your hands together for the Florida Fellowship Super Choir singing Total Praise.
surrender. Yeah. To you. And this is why we lift our hands. Oh, and your mercy toward us. Oh, your goodness and your mercy. Even though I pandemic, Lord, you kept us. Your goodness and your mercy that covers me, that keeps me. Hallelujah. And we seal it with an amen. Woo. Come on, lift your hands there. And it is so.
What's going on, everybody? What is going on? What is going on? Good evening to each and every one of you all. Listen, if y'all, I'll just say this. Let me tell you something. I am a big fan. I am a fan of the Florida Fellowship Super Choir. Listen, real talk, like real deal, real talk. But first and foremost, thank y'all so much for tuning into tonight. I am your boy. I am your friend, your brother, all that, your nephew, all that good thing. I am Jorad Holmes. I am the founder and the CEO of the largest independent gospel music award show right here in the state of Florida, which is the Tampa Bay Gospel Awards, as well as I support Florida gospel music movement and God knows whatever else that I do, because I do a whole lot. But listen, I am excited to be here tonight to host the official website launch for this amazing choir, award-winning choir, winners for the 2022 How Sweet the Sounds. Listen, y'all, we are here. I'm excited tonight. We have some individuals here tonight that played a special part in making this happen tonight for you all to start viewing, which is the official website for the Florida Super Choir, Fellowship Super Choir. Listen, I got a whole lot of Florida stuff in my head. But listen, first and foremost, I'm excited because we have the man himself, who I truly love, who is responsible for making this happen tonight, but also the reason why we're here to celebrate. And that's none other than my brother, my friend, none other than the minister, the elder, the doctor, the bishop, the right reverend, elder, minister Corey Patrick Edwards. How you doing, sir? And listen, we also have...
I'm incredibly blessed.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that was it. Just wanted to say, man, I'm incredibly blessed, and I'm thankful that we're here tonight. I'm thankful that you have accepted our invitation to host this launch party tonight, Jorad. Thank you so much, brother.
Most definitely. Listen, we also have one of the administrators. We have one of the administrators on tonight. My new sister. I don't listen. If I don't get names right, y'all charge it to my head and not my heart, huh? We have Akiria.
You said it right, man of God. That's me. That's her. I am she.
And I'm here for it. Listen, we also have the designers. We have the brand specialists behind the website that's getting ready to take F2 to the next level in their ministry. And we have none other than Denzel Proctor and Kalissa. Listen,
hey.
Yeah, we got my little brother and my new sister. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I'm excited about this tonight. So listen, this is what I need you all to do right there in virtual land, whether you are watching us on Facebook or even YouTube. If you're watching us on Facebook, I need you all to do me a favor. I need you all to share, like, engage. I also need you to do this. If you know somebody that sings in the choir, or a musician, or a director, I don't care what they do, y'all need to tag them and say, hey, y'all need to be tuned in. If you know family, friends, loved ones, whatever, tag them in the comments. Tag them and say, hey, y'all tune in tonight. Listen, and let us know where you all are tuning into on tonight. Let us know what city, what state, what country that you all are tuning in. Let's show our support to this amazing, amazing choir. But first and foremost, as you all saw in the beginning of tonight's broadcast, which was How Sweet the Sounds. Last year, listen, I don't know about you all, but I think I was on edge last year, waiting to get the results. I think it had to be a little after 11 o'clock. And I'm strolling Facebook, like strolling, trying to find who won, who won. I was waiting on, and finally it was announced. Florida Fellowship Super Choir by the legend himself, Don Lawrence, announced them the winner. But before we get into that, my brother, Minister Corey, can you tell us the reason behind Florida Fellowship Super Choir and a little bit about how you started, where you started from, and all that good stuff with the choir?
Well, it's interesting that you asked that, Jorad, because when I think back on how the Florida Super Choir started, it actually started with an invitation. The National Baptist Convention, Congress of Christian Education, was actually coming to Florida in 2016. And if you know anything about the National Baptist Convention, you know that on the first night of the convention, they always ask the local hosts to put on an opening musical. And because they were coming to Florida, quite naturally, there were some folk that believed that that I should be one of the persons who organized the musical. So that's what I did. I organized the musical, and I literally spent the better half of 2015, maybe 6 or 7 months, literally traveling up and down the Florida highways, 95 north and south, I-4 east and west, and every road in between. I call friends, I call choir directors, I call choir members, people that I literally knew all across the state of Florida. And we worked to put together this opening musical for the National Baptist Convention. On tonight, 7 years ago, June the 20th, 2016, we actually sang for the opening musical of the National Baptist Convention there in Tampa, Florida, at the Tampa Convention Center. Over 300 singers, songwriters, directors, and musicians converged on the Tampa Convention Center. Jorad, you remember Pastor John P. Key, Uncle John was our guest. Kiara Sheard was our guest that night. And we actually ended up having that opening musical for the National Baptist Convention. After the convention was over, I was exhausted. I didn't want to hear another song. I didn't want to see or hear any more music for the rest of the year. But as it normally happens, at the beginning of 2017, and you know, all of us, once the new year starts, we work on those things that we want to work on for the new year, right? New Year's resolutions. What am I going to do different? What am I going to, do to better myself? And what special projects do I want to take on in the new year? And it began to dawn on me, you know what? We had worked so hard to put on that opening musical in 2016. I felt like it was so much hard work to just let it go down the drain in one concert in one night for 45 minutes. I had literally spent 6 to 8 months of my life building it up. So I started to reach back out to those friends and family that I had asked to join me for that musical in 2017. And I said, what do you guys think? Do y'all think that we should try to keep what we started last year going? A lot of them said yes. The second part of the equation, Jorad, as you well know, I had the opportunity to serve as the director of music for the late Reverend Dr. Arthur T. Jones, who was the founder of the famed Florida Mass Choir. I was his minister of music at the Bible-based church there in Tampa, Florida, for a number of years. What I did not realize was in the sunset of this man's life. He was a great man. He was a giant of a man. He was an incredible pastor, an incredible leader, incredible family man, incredible songwriter, incredible businessman, and took the Florida Mass Choir to unparalleled heights. So naturally, with the time that I had spent with him as his minister of music, he taught me a lot. He impacted me a lot. He impressed upon me a lot. And I learned a lot of the do's and don'ts of music, marketing, and ministry, and how they all converged, how they all intersected together. Well, at that beginning of 2017, not only did I rely on my friends and family who had helped me organize the music for the National Baptist Convention, I began to hear the words of wisdom and the teachings of Pastor Jones starting to come back to me. I did not, and let me go on the record to say, I did not set out to start a new Florida Mass Choir. I didn't even want to try to touch the Florida Mass Choir. They are so iconic and who they are, and it's not something that I set out to do. But you know, when the Lord opens up opportunities for you, and then you go back and look at all of the lessons and the teachings that you've had along the way, God has a way of divinely intersecting all of that stuff. And I could hear Pastor Jones telling me, son, you've learned a lot. You've been around. I've showed you the ropes. Go forward in what you're feeling. Go forward in this vision. And so, Jorad, at the beginning of 2017, I set out to actually incorporate the Florida Fellowship Super Choir. I called those friends and family back together. And here we are 7 years later. God has continued to just bless us in this 7th year. And one thing I want to say about this year of 7, y'all do know that 7 is a holy number. And there's so much connected with 7. And I believe in this 7th year, in this 7th season. And tonight, June 20th, is actually the day. And that's why I chose to launch tonight. That's why we're having this launch party tonight, because tonight, June the 20th, marks the 7th year, the year of perfection, the year of completion, the year of God's favor on the Florida Fellowship Super Choir. I'm blessed and almost at a loss for words.
Ooh, listen, when I tell you, I remember when Minister Corey started posting about the choir with the National Baptist Convention and all that, and seeing that to where it is today, amazing. And I'll even go further. I'll go back really a year, 2016. The people that don't know, is honestly where Tampa actually started, because he had I reached out to Corey. Corey, I need you to pull a choir together to honor. We recognized Dr. Arthur T. Jones that year for the Tampa Bay Gospel Awards. And from there to now, when I tell you to see where the choir has started and where the choir is now, I can only imagine what is to come in the next 7 years. So again, congratulations to you all, to yourself and your team. Again, I know it's not easy pulling the choir together, pulling people together, pulling us's together from all different backgrounds, all different.
Us is Reverend, you said it.
From different denominations, nationalities, the whole 9 yards, coming together to simply lift up the name of Jesus. So definitely, I want to say congratulations to you all. Again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Listen, y'all continue to share. Let us know where you all are viewing from. Let us know. I know that we have Miami. I see Ochi is in the building. I see Tampa is in the building. I think I saw Georgia was in the building. I believe Ohio. We got Miami, Jacksonville, Zephyr Hill. So you all, Hollywood, y'all let us know where you all are viewing from, and let us support and push tonight's live. Listen, Akiria, is it easy working with Minister Corey?
Oh, that's a trick question. Okay, so I'm gonna save the truth for my exclusive interview. I'm gonna write a book, and y'all have to buy it. Well, honestly, it would be dishonest to say it's easy, but what I will say is that it's a calling. Just like any other merging or marriage of ministry, you have to be consistent. You have to be committed, and you have to know why you do what you do. And at the end of the day, it's for God and God's people. And I truly believe in Corey's vision. I believe in his intentions, and I believe in his strategy. And that's why I'm here, even when it gets hard.
Listen, and I'm here for it. Definitely again, as a former choir director, I've had formed my own gospel choir at the college that I was attending. Um, and I know the ins and outs behind a choir. Now, will I do a choir again? I don't know. I'll leave that to the generals.
And the guy, you're gonna have to do it. You don't want to be like Jonah and get swallowed.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. But we'll see. But we'll see what the Lord says. But I'll leave. But for now, I'll leave that to Corey. But shout outs again. I'm excited because again, F2 Florida Fellowship Super Choir really stands on the shoulders of the Florida Mass Choir. Again, he stated something that it was not to form another Florida Mass Choir. And that's what I love because F2 has his own identity away from the Florida Mass Choir. We celebrate to this day, Florida Mass Choir will always be a staple in gospel music. As long as I live in the state of Florida, and long as I live, period, I will make sure to note if it wasn't for the Florida Mass Choir, we would not have other choirs around the country like we do today. I'll stand on that. If people say anything differently, I stand corrected. But as of now, if it wasn't for the Florida Mass Choir, so we celebrate the legacy, the life of the Florida Mass Choir, Dr. Arthur T. Jones, and everyone that played a part into forming that amazing choir. To Akira again, what is one of the most important things that you want people to know about F2 that's different from other choirs? What is different about F2 compared to other choirs?
Well, what I will say about F2 is that we are multi generational, we are multi ethnic, multiracial, and we are built upon the premise of faith, family, and fellowship. Um, and what I would say sets us apart is that we haven't come to prove a point. The only point that we have to prove is to God. And I think that a lot of times we get caught up in the gymnastics, the vocal gymnastics, and what can you do? But our brand is so much about your regular church choir. And I love that about us because our songs they're effective, but they can be taught at church. They can be taught in a practice. And I think that that's what I love about us, what makes us unique, because it's not about the vocal gymnastics. It's about the spiritual agility of our ministry.
I love it. I love it. Corey, same question to you. What sets you now as a choir director? What sets you apart from other choir directors? Again, it's not about a competition, who's best and all this, but what sets you apart as a choir director when it pertains to the Florida Fellowship Super Choir?
I think it is, I would have to say, the journey that I've had. Of course, as a young musician, like every musician, I was self-taught. I was gifted by God with the gift of music, singing, playing the piano. But it wasn't until I enrolled in college that I really started to take on this idea of formal training with my music. And that's one thing that I want to encourage younger musicians, younger choir directors. You may be gifted by God musically to be able to play and to sing. But when you have a gift, you also have a responsibility to take the gift that has been given to you and find a way to cultivate it, to develop it. And so when I got to college, I received more formal training in music beyond just gospel music. I learned classical music, choral music, jazz music, pop music, and I was able to take the elements of my training that helped me to actually do gospel music better. So that's one thing that I think that sets me apart as a choir director is the training that I've had on the journey. I think the other thing that sets me apart is along my journey, the Lord has connected me with so many tremendous people who've impacted and influenced my life, like the Reverend Dr. Arthur T. Jones. I don't think that I would have had the mental capacity to even approach or have the vision to see something like the Florida Super Choir had it not been for the intersection that I had in my life with Reverend Dr. Arthur T. Jones. I think that is some of what has set me apart. As far as the choir is concerned, one of the things that I think sets Florida Super Choir apart is this. First of all, we are not an auditioned choir like most choirs are these days. And I get it. I understand. You know, most choirs that you want to be a part of these days, most of the most popular choirs, you have to audition to be a part of those choirs. You have to be a certain age. You have to have a certain look. And let's just face it, you got to be a part of a certain clique in some of them. But the Florida Super Choir, I want to mirror what we find in most of our church choirs, which is if you have the heart's desire and some musical ability and want to use the gift that you have to be a part of a music ministry, then the Florida Super Choir is open for you to join. And then I take it upon myself as the choir now to help train, to help teach, and to help develop. In this day and age, and I've just got to say, a lot of the choir directors in this age and generation don't want to take the time and the opportunity to train and to develop and to teach. They just want the best six singers, give them a mic, and we're calling these ensembles and these groups choirs. But the essence, the true essence of a choir is the ability to take the average voice and blend it with other voices to come up with something that is pleasing, acceptable, not only to God, but watch this, to the people that are listening. And so that is one of the things that I think sets the Florida Super Choir apart is you don't have to be a part of a certain clique. You don't have to be a certain age. You don't have to be from a certain demographic to be a part of our choir. If you want to be a part, you can. One of the other things that I think sets us apart is the Florida Super Choir, and it's also a challenge at the same time. We don't all live in the same city. It's something for a choir where everyone lives in the same city. You're able to rehearse as much as you want. You can practice as much as you want. You can meet as much as you want. But with the Florida Super Choir, we are a statewide ministry with members in Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Gainesville, Tampa, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Miami. And so we have had to use creative methods and creative ways to be able to reach our choir members all across the state. And let me tell you something, with well over 100 active choir members, that's not an easy thing to do. I think that is one of the things that sets us apart. It was one of the challenges that I thought was prominent going into How Sweet the Sound. We were competing against choirs that were all in the same city, that lived together, that worked together, that worshiped together, and they could rehearse as much as they put together. We had to schedule rehearsals in every city across the state, and every rehearsal had a different segment of choir members. How do I bring all of that together into a presentation that allows us to do what we did at How Sweet the Sound? Last thing that I'll say that sets the Florida Super Choir apart, Akira alluded to it. We have a strong premise, our foundation, our pillars are faith, family, and fellowship. And upon your joining the Super Choir, that is one of the first things that you know. And how do we explain that? Listen, members of the Florida Super Choir come from various faiths, denominations, backgrounds. I mean, Pentecostal, Apostolic, AME, Baptist, Church of Christ, you name it. And although we all come from various faiths and various religious backgrounds, we all share one faith in one God. And so it is that common faith in one God that brings us into fellowship, watch this, with one another. And as we continue to build the fellowship, we now begin to form this bond of family. So faith, family, and fellowship is the premise that we were founded upon. And it is, I think, one of the things that also continues to set us apart.
Awesome. Listen, I love it. Listen, the motto that they said, faith, family, and fellowship. Listen, honestly, I think again, got to have the faith in order to do it. You got to build the family in order to fellowship. That's how I see it. So definitely, congratulations. Once again, thank y'all so much for tuning into the official website launch for an anniversary kickoff for the Florida Fellowship Super Choir. Listen again, Minister Corey says something. They are in multiple areas. Okay. They are in Tallahassee, Gainesville, Jacksonville, Tampa, Lakeland, Orlando, West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami. Listen, that is a lot of cities, but again, Florida is huge. So and I'll say this: if you see a city, I'll just say it like this: if you see a city, if you hear a city that I did not name, and you have a presence that want to sing, I need you to reach out to Minister Corey or someone in these particular cities and find out how you can get your region on board with the Florida Fellowship Super Choir. Again, I don't hear Pensacola. So Pensacola, where you at? We need somebody in Pensacola. So listen, y'all.
And it's funny. Yeah, let me jump in there. Let me jump in there just for a second, Jorad. In the early stages of the Florida Super Choir, while we were preparing for the National Baptist Convention, we actually do have some members in Pensacola. In the early stages, I actually went to Pensacola. And if y'all know anything about Pensacola, it is as far west as you can get in the state of Florida, Northwest Florida. But Pensacola is so far out, it's been a challenge for me to be able to get out there and visit regularly. But shout out to V. Portis and shout out to Brother Franklin and his wife and all of those folk who are out there in Pensacola. And I've been promising them that I'm going to get back out there. But that's a part of the challenge. And for individuals, Brad, let me say this, who want to help us in those areas, I'm looking for directors. I'm looking for musicians. I'm looking for other musical leaders in other parts of the state that continue to help us carry this vision. So you're right, Pensacola is out there. We hadn't been there in a while, but we are definitely interested in helping in whatever city that we can.
Most definitely. So you all get on board and get on board with this amazing choir. Listen, before we get into to talk about the website, there are two things that I wanted to talk about. One, the Florida Fellowship Super Choir had the opportunity to minister, to take the stage on different platforms throughout the state of Florida, churches, events, you name it, they ministered everywhere. And when I say I am so proud of this amazing choir, but 2020, which was the pandemic year, 2020, which was the pandemic year, we all know we've lost loved ones, we've lost family, friends, those close to us. 2020, the Tampa Bay Gospel Awards, we still hosted our annual award show that we do every year. Sidebar, I need y'all to say the date, October 6th, 7th. Amen. Praise the Lord. But we're going to get into that. But Florida Fellowship Super Choir had the opportunity to walk away in 2020, which we did the show virtually, with the Choir of the Year for the Tampa Bay Gospel Awards. So again, congratulations to you all. And they are nominated this year. So we shall see. Are they going to walk away? I believe they're in two categories, which is Choir of the Year and Song of the Year. TBGA Song of the Year. I think it's two. It might be three. I'm not sure. But again, congratulations to you all. But make sure you all come out October 2nd, 6th and 7th to see if the choir will walk away with the award. And then next month, y'all, listen, they are kicking off. They are having, listen, he reached out to Mr. Corey reached out to me, and is honestly in since the choir has started. Really, I haven't known for them to do their own concert. Nobody else, their concert and their event. So they are going on tour, y'all. They are going on tour, and I'm excited about it. The Victory Tour, listen, it's kicking off on Saturday, July 20, I think it's 29th in Jacksonville. Jacksonville, y'all. Hopewell Baptist Church, 1351 Roberts Road in Jacksonville. So if you're not doing anything, listen, because I'm going. So I'm traveling. Y'all know I'm traveling. So I need y'all. There's no excuse. If I could drive 3.5 hours, y'all can drive 3.5 hours. So get on the road, or even if y'all live, wherever y'all live, if y'all live South Florida, if y'all live Pensacola, if y'all live Pensacola, wherever, if y'all live wherever, y'all get on the road. Travel to either I-75 or go I-95, I-4 to I-95 north, and let's support the Florida Fellowship Super Choir again for the Victory Tour. For their anniversary. It's going to be bananas. I'm going. So are y'all going? So I need to see y'all in the building. So make sure y'all come say hey when I come. Make sure y'all say hey because I'm coming. I've already booked my room. And I'm going. I'm looking forward to an amazing night. Minister Corey, can you share with us what will all be taking place? If you can share now, what all will be taking place on next month during the Victory Tour? Can you let us know?
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned the start of it. You know, we've sang for every man, everywhere. We've sang everywhere and for everyone. And we haven't really had an opportunity to put on our own concert. And so in many sports and other types of competitions, there is something that is called a victory lap. And after winning How Sweet the Sound last year, shout out to Nate Brown and the entire How Sweet the Sound staff, to Lamont, to Cynthia, to all of you all. After winning How Sweet the Sound, it dawned on me, we need to take a victory lap. We need to launch the Victory Tour. And so our first stop on the Victory Tour is going to be there in Jacksonville, Florida. And when we get to Jacksonville, we're going to be in an incredible venue. Let me tell you something. If you've never been to the new Hopewell Church, a new state-of-the-art sanctuary facility, the campus is incredible and amazing. And we'll give the Hopewell Church shout out to Pastor Gary Williams. But while we're at the Hopewell Church, we are going to be featuring some of the best music and worship by the Florida Super Choir from the beginning up until now. And so not only will be singing some of your Florida Super Choir favorites, but we'll be actually rolling out and introducing some brand new music that many have not heard yet. I'm also going to be featuring, and y'all heard it here first. I know Denzel is aware of this. Some of the special guests that are going to be a part of the Victory Tour, and that promo stuff is going to be rolling out soon. But I've got to say this, and you mentioned Pensacola a little while ago. We are blessed in the Florida Super Choir to have a number of different types of directors. We have a directing squad in the Florida Super Choir that is second to none. And one of our directors, our creative director, is Minister Nathan Cohen, who is a member of Kevin Lemons and Sounds of Worship. And Minister Nathan is also from originally Pensacola. He lives in Atlanta now, but he's from Pensacola. And I have invited him to be a part, him and his group, Nathan Cohen and Sounds of Worship, are our featured guest artist for the Victory Tour there in Jacksonville. So actually, y'all heard it here first. It hadn't been announced. We hadn't rolled out the promo as of yet, but you heard here on this live tonight that Nathan Cohen and Sounds of Worship will be our featured guests there in Jacksonville on the Victory Tour. Nathan Cohen, I have to do this as well. Nathan actually came in as our creative director, and I'm the type of guy, listen, if someone knows more than me, if someone is better than me, if someone can help us be better, I'm always open to yielding and allowing them to do that. And Nathan came in and actually helped to prepare us with some of the vocal mechanics and some of the stage presence for how sweet the sound. And it is only right. Nathan is so deserving. He is really an unsung hero in this arena of gospel music and choirs. And so one of the first people that I wanted to add to the Victory Tour was our friend and brother, our creative director of the Florida Super Choir, Minister Nathan Cohen. So you'll hear him, our friend and brother, Darian DJ Bolden, who is featured on our first record, our first project. He actually sang that night, our first live recording, the iconic What a Friend hymn medley. DJ is featured on there. DJ will also be a part of the Victory Tour. Minister Devin Adams, those of y'all who know Devin Adams, who served as the former music and worship leader at the Hopewell Church. He now currently lives in another part of the country, but he will be returning to Jacksonville to join us on the Victory Tour. Pastor Lisa Harris. So many people will be, I don't want to give it all away, but that's some of what you can expect on the Victory Tour in Jacksonville. It's going to be incredible, I promise you. You don't want to miss that.
Yeah, so listen. So let me tell you something. Y'all got Darian Bold. Listen, I'm already here for it. Cause that if y'all never experienced Darian, listen, y'all are in for a treat. And then for his testimony, listen, y'all just get in the building. Like I stated, I will be there Saturday, July 29th. At 6 p.m. This will be at the Hopewell Baptist Church, 1351 Roberts Road in Jacksonville, Florida. So make sure you all listen. Make sure you all get in the building. Let's pack this out. I want to see, and I'm calling out all choir directors in the state of Florida. All choir directors in the state of Florida. All choir directors. If you are a choir, I don't care if you are a community choir director, a church choir director, a college choir director, I need y'all in the building. Let's show our support to this amazing choir. It's going down on Saturday, July 29th. So make sure you all get in the building. It's going to be awesome. Now, listen here. So we are excited. We are excited. I'm excited. So listen, let's jump right into the reason why we are here. So listen, Minister Corey reached out to me about doing this, as well as to share with you all concerning the new website that was designed and branded by Denzel Proctor and Calissa. Listen, let me tell you something. When I seen the information that who did it, I was like, wait, and I text Corey. I was like, wait a minute, my little brother designed this. I was like, what? So when I tell you, but then when he told like to Calissa and Denzel, the branding behind this, the everything that is getting ready to take place for you all to see. This is a question to Denzel and Calissa, whoever wants to answer first. Was it easy working with Minister Corey? Y'all don't have to share it, but was it easy? Because again, us as graphic designers, us as creatives, all that other stuff, I know how sometimes it is. But was it easy working with Minister Corey and the team to make this website happen? So whoever want to answer first.
I'd say it was. They were very helpful. They provided all the materials I needed. Anytime I needed anything, Akira or Corey would be right on it. Logo, picture, link, anything. So I had a great time with them.
Awesome.
Very, very simple.
As a graphic designer, I guess you can take note that it's always great. It's always good to get a client that is easy to work with. So Corey has definitely been easy going, easy to work with, never too hard. He'll always call and ask, "Is it too much?" I'm like, "No, You're good, man. It was good working with them. It's been a pleasure so far. I think the biggest thing that we're happy about mostly is just how quick they were to get a hold of and accessible. I think it's the most annoying thing being a designer. Hey, man, when you can't get a hold of your clients and can't get a hold of the people you're partnering with at the time. So it's just a pleasure to be able to have them at arm's reach and not, going across the state to get in touch with them.
Gotcha. Yeah. Listen, we thank God. We thank God for the clients and our friends and the people that make our job easy. Praise God. So again, I want to say to you both, Denzel and Calissa, congratulations on this special occasion to move forward in the next phase of the Florida Fellowship Super Choir. Again, we celebrate everyone, and I'll say this publicly: we celebrate, and I know on behalf of Minister Corey and the entire team and F2, we would like to say thank you to everybody that has played a part before now. To any graphic designer, to anybody that played a part in helping to push branding, content, all that. We say thank you so much. On behalf of Minister Corey and the entire F2. So I think it is time for you all to see the official website for F2 Florida Fellowship Super Choir.
One second, Jorad, let me interrupt right there. I just want to say I don't design websites. That's the lady up there, Calissa. I can't design website. I think I like to stick behind flyers and et cetera for the most part. So that's not me. Definitely not.
Listen, that. Right, and here's the crazy part, and I've learned to stay in the lane, that we can do. In the lane. Yeah, I don't do websites either. Praise the Lord, that ain't my forte. I could do what I do. Let me say that much. But to do
and you do it well.
To do what Calissa did, I'll leave that to the woman of God. That ain't my forte. Praise the Lord. But listen, so I'm excited. Tonight again, I had the opportunity to view the website, and when I say from beginning to end, everything was dynamic and professional. Y'all know me, especially those that have me on social media. Y'all know how I am when it comes down to making sure professionalism is key on everything. So again, I want to say congratulations. So let's jump right into it so that you all can see the new official website design by Calissa.
MMP Studios.
Here we go, guys. So right here, you should be seeing the new and improved site. I was super excited to get on this. Coming from a semi-functional site to a nice, professional, easy to navigate site. It's been an honor and a privilege to get this done for you guys. Here is the homepage where you can right away see where you can book the choir, join the choir. You just click on these little buttons here, and it'll take you right to those places where you need to go. They have the support us area where you can click on each of these icons, except Zell. You can just go on those links right there. They have the How Sweet the Sound banner where you can watch that video that we previously just watched in the beginning of this live. Right there. In the Who Are We, talks about all of their achievements and who they are, and then right down to the contact us, so you can submit any questions right there, anything you have for them right there. So I'll go ahead and go to the How Sweet the Sound page for you, and here is their great performance right away. You can view it again as many times as you want right there. They have their photos of that night as well. And of course, their praise break. Make sure you watch that video. It is great. Couldn't forget that. Also, their music page, one of my favorite pages. They have their albums right here. You can click on any of these icons here, listen wherever you'd like. Same with the Rejoice and the I Will Bless the Lord. I highly suggest you guys click on those. They are amazing. And right here, we have our online store, where everyone can buy their merchandise once they join the team. And even if you don't join the team, get a t-shirt right there. Plenty of different sizes. This one comes in white and black. You can click on those, pick your size here, and add it to the cart, which you will find right here. Just click that, and you will find all of your things that you've added to your cart. And yeah, and then you can find all of their icons right here. You can go all their social media right here. So let's say you want to go to Instagram, click that, bam, right there, ready to go. So this is their site. You can go back home here and scroll on down and start all over. Nice and navigatable, easy to click on everything, easy to get to everything. And that's how I wanted it to come out. So super excited about it.
Listen, major. When I say major, congratulations to the Florida Fellowship Super Choir Minister Corey and the entire team for launching the website. Calissa, how long did it take to design this website?
Well,
That's a good question.
In between all the conversation between I need this photo, I need the logo, I need the link, going back and forth with How Sweet the Sound page, probably about 2.5 weeks. Because sometimes you just have to let your mind think a little bit on concepts. And, you know, I always want to provide the most professional, best look, especially, you know, make sure you get the theme right. I wanted to go with something that went with the choir that just kind of represented them. So, yeah, 2.5 weeks. About there.
Okay.
Surprisingly,
Awesome.
the most hardest page on that website, I think, from she can testify, I think for her was How Sweet the Sound. I think that was the most difficult one for her. I can't remember the reason. I think it was just because it was trying to, whenever you're designing, obviously when there's a lot of empty space, it does create a little conflict in how it looks. If there's so much empty space on there, it can really affect the performance of how it looks or the design in general. So I think most of that was just trying to figure out how she was going to fill up that empty space. And thankfully now it's like one of her favorite pages. Now she goes back and look at it. So it's amazing to check it out.
Listen, and I'm here for it. Listen, Minister Corey, what is your thoughts when you first saw the website? What was your first thoughts when she showed you the actual finished product of this whole site?
I didn't say this to Calissa, but I think I was talking to her at the time that she gave me the what do you call it, the back end login, you know, where you get that backdoor access to the website. And she let me know that she says, hey, here's the login, check it out, see what you think. It's still under construction, it's still in process. And the first thing that I saw was that dynamic picture of us during our virtual concert in those choir robes. We're kind of like swaying and we're kind of like going to the side. And our name, the name that the Lord had given me for this ministry, was just boldly and prominently. And on that one page and just that one space to see the choir, because that was a project in and of itself, organizing the choir. The choir robes, and we'll talk about that another day. That was a project in and of itself. The name of the choir in and of itself, the people in the choir, all of that was converged into one little space. All of that vision, all of that hard work, all of that dedication, Calissa was able to capture in one space, and actually brought tears to my eyes just kind of looking at it. She didn't know it, but I was so grateful, because the truth is we have been trying to find the right people. And let me just say this to those who are listening. There is something in making sure that you pick the right people, and at the right time, God will send the right people to do what you need. And actually, maybe for a number of years now, 3 or 4 years now, I've been talking about website. When we first built our first website on the Wix platform, its purpose was literally for recruiting. We wanted a website that was going to allow people to have the ability to join our choir and to join our ministry. So it was primarily used to recruit. And so a lot of the tools, a lot of things that were a part of the first website were geared toward trying to establish who we would become. I knew that a couple of years back, we were no longer trying to establish who we were going to be. The Lord had established us, and I knew that it was time for us to design a new website that reflected who we had become. And so, ironically, I think one day, man, I was literally just scrolling on Instagram, and little did I know it, Denzel, Calissa, I had seen their work. I'm not going to talk about their other clients. If they choose to, they can. Jorad, you had seen their work. People that we don't know, prominent folk. And I didn't know their work was their work. And let me shout out MMP Studios. We're calling Denzel and Calissa's name, but I want to make sure that people know this company, MMP Studios. And I had been seeing their work in different places until one day I'm scrolling on Instagram and I saw one of the sponsored ads, I think it was, maybe something sponsored, MMP Studios. I was like, man, these people do some nice looking work. Let me check them out. And I sent them a message. Jorad, would you know that they are based in Florida, a few miles out of Tampa? And I always want to make sure that anything that we do, the vendors that we use, the partners that we connect with, because we are a Florida choir, it's always my desire to work with people in Florida. And when I found out, I talked to Denzel, we messaged for a little bit back and forth. I found out that they were in Florida. This was a Florida-based company and the type of work that they were doing. And then he started to talk about their clients. I knew then, and the Lord said to me, these are the people that are going to help you take your content management, your brand management to the next level. And so as I reached out, and I don't think I reached out initially to talk about the website. I just wanted to talk about content and brand management in general. And website became a part of the process. Mind you, I've been waiting. I knew that I wanted to get the website redesigned. And when I first started to talk to Denzel, and he told me they were literally a full service multimedia company and website, he had someone who could do that. He had someone who could handle that. And so Denzel sent me a 4-phase rebrand plan. He asked me, he said, man, let me take a look at your social media. Let's look at your website. Let me come up with a strategy of phases to help you work toward rebranding in this new season. I was all for it. When I tell you, he sent me a 4-phase strategy that was clear, that was concise, that was economical, affordable, and produced quality. I can't tell you how many other virtual assistants and brand management companies and website developers, people that I talked to that said, I can do it, and it just never works. But working with MMP Studios, and y'all put that in the chat, MMP Studios, I think I put their information there. But when I tell you working with MMP has been a tremendous joy, because again, it made this process easy. It wasn't burdensome. It wasn't cumbersome. And actually, when I wake up in the morning and I see a new email from MMP, or I see a text message from MMP, or I see an update from Calissa, or I see anything, I literally get excited because I know it's another step that we're making in the rebrand process. So we're in, I think, Denzel, phase two of the rebrand process. It's 4 phases.
Correct. Phase 2.
Once he gave it to me, we didn't waste no time. When I tell you we didn't waste no time, we got right into phase 1. Not phase 1. Part of phase 1 was the website. And Calissa kind of said to me, she says, well, you know, once you get into phase 2, you'll be able to add this. I said, what are we waiting on? I don't want to wait. I said, let's go now. And we immediately jumped right into phase 2. I don't know if we're complete with phase 2 just yet, but we're nearing the end of phase 2. And I'm ready to get into phase 3 and 4, which actually expands even more. And as those of you who can see across our social media, you're starting to see the change. You're starting to see the update in our look. It's a breath of fresh air. It's a breath of fresh look. It's a fresh look. Now, I can't talk about going forward without also shouting out the people and the persons who have got us to this point. I need somebody to tag, and I don't know if he's on here, but I want to shout out to my friend and my brother, Floyd Smith, who was a partner with me at Bible-Based Church under the leadership of Dr. Arthur T. Jones. In those days, I knew nothing about the intersection of marketing, music, ministry, and management. But Dr. Jones taught me and Floyd and gave us an opportunity to cut our teeth in marketing, music, management, and ministry. And Floyd was the brainchild, and actually some of Floyd's designs are featured on the website. When you go to our music page and other, the logo, that is Floyd's work. That is Floyd's design. Those are Floyd's designs. And he carried us to this point. Shout out to Floyd as well, Jorad. Y'all know he just released some new music last week. And I'm incredibly proud of Floyd. I love him so much. I'm going to tag him in a few minutes on this live. But Floyd literally, single-handedly, Floyd doesn't have a team like Denzel has. Denzel got website over here, social media over here, design work over here. Floyd didn't have all that. Floyd managed a lot of who the Florida Super Choir was. And his graphics were colorful, they were bright, they were robust, and they helped us to recruit in the early days. And they did what we needed them to do in the early days. But I knew that as the Lord was elevating us, we were going to need more. We were going to have to reach farther. And so when I connected with MMP and Denzel kicked us out to Calissa. Calissa was so easy to work with. She doesn't raise her voice. She's always polite. She's always kind. She never sighs. She never gets frustrated. And I know I frustrate her. I don't know why I'm not going to say she's pretending, but I don't know how she's able to just keep her poker face when it comes to me. Denzel as well. Denzel has such a bright and a robust personality. When he's on the phone, he's like, hey, brother, hey, my friend, how are you? And they're always so personable. They're always easy to work with. So I can't say enough about what MMP Studios is doing for the rebrand campaign for the Florida Super Choir. They are right. And again, I said, I've been thinking about this for at least 3 years now. But the Lord said, not in this season, not in that season, not in year 4, you ain't ready, not in year 5, not in year 6, but in year 7, the holy number, the year of completion, the year of perfection. The Lord has now intersected us with MMP Studios to help elevate our brand. And y'all see the new graphic designs that are coming out, right? You're going to see more. You see the new flyer designs, the motion flyers, the website. All of that is a part of the rebrand campaign that MMP Studios is leading the effort. And that's why I wanted this live tonight. I told Denzel yesterday, I know we're your clients, but I want to elevate this relationship to partnerships. Jorad, you are our partner with Tampa Bay and the things that you're doing. And MMP is also our partner as well in this season. And I'm just incredibly grateful. And the 7th year, our 7th anniversary, is where God is just doing it like this. Let me say another word about the Victory Tour. I need everybody who's watching this live right now to get in the chat and put your V's up. Put your V's up. We are winners in this season. And while we're taking our victory lap, the Lord even gave me a victory chant that y'all are going to start to hear more about. The victory chant. So put your V's up in this season. And with that being said, Denzel and his team have been able to see the vision and help us to launch into this new season where we are victorious and going forward and doing new, exciting, and incredible things. So I'm pleased with the designs that are coming out. There's going to be more, and it's just going to keep on elevating. We're winners, and God has given us winners to help us continue to. And let me say another thing. I saw, I'm going to make it real soon. And let me say this about the Victory Tour and the things that the Lord is doing for the Florida Super Choir in year 7. And y'all hear me and hear me clearly. Either you win with us or you can watch us win. I don't know who that's for. I do know some folk that that's for. Hear me clearly. You can win with us or you can watch us win. Put your V's up.
Yeah, listen, I'm here for it. Listen, that'll preach. That'll preach right there. Either you listen, just listen. If you're not in, just watch.
Win with us or watch us win. Period. Cool.
Listen. Listen, but again, Congratulations to Florida Fellowship Super Choir on the official launch. That's right, www.f2superchoir.org. Listen, the official site for the award-winning Florida Fellowship Super Choir, designed by Calissa, MMP Studios, with my brother my brother Denzel and Calissa. Listen, I want to say thank y'all so much, Minister Corey, for the opportunity to host the official launch tonight. Again, if you are watching us live and you see the big old red live, you're watching us live. If not, you're watching the replay. So all I need you to do is put hashtag F2 replay. That's all you need to do. Hashtag F2 replay. Let them know that you are watching this live, the replay of it. Again, I am excited about what God is getting ready to do in the next 7 years. Listen, I need you all to do me a favor. I posted it earlier, so I need you all to do me a favor. I need you all. Corey didn't ask me to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways because I'm running the live. Praise God. I need you all to send a love offering of $7. Okay. Listen, there is 42 people. There is 42 people on the live. I need you all to send a Cash App. If you don't have Cash App, they also have PayPal. If you don't got PayPal, they got Zelle. So whichever one you want to send it to, I need you all to send $7. 7. Listen, I'm sending mine. Listen, because I know how saints are. They go like, well, how he gonna tell people to send and he ain't gonna send his? I'm sending mine right now. So I need you all to do me a favor. Once again,
Thank you.
If you all have cash, again, if you all don't have Cash App, PayPal, send it to PayPal or send it to Zelle. Listen, and I'll say it like this: if you don't have either, listen, because I know we do have some generations that don't have stuff like this. Listen, if you have to mail it. Listen, send a check that won't bounce. Praise God. Cashier's check, money order, do whatever you can. Listen, even if you have to do Walmart to Walmart. Listen. There's a will. Listen, where there's a will, there's a way. So listen, I need you all to send it. So listen, this mine. Can y'all see that? That's mine. I set mine. So I need y'all to do. I need y'all to do it. Listen.
Thank you.
Let's support. But then also, I want to say this as well. Let's get behind Florida Fellowship Super Choir. Let's get behind every Florida group, choir, artist. My goal for moving from now until God calls me home is to push everything Florida. I want to see Florida on Stellars. I want to see Florida on Grammys. I want to see Florida on Dubs. So again, there is no excuse. We have too many people here in the state of Florida that cannot support these artists to be on Stellars or anything. Listen, the Zelle, I'm gonna put it on the screen for you all to see. If you all do not have PayPal or if you all don't have Cash App, this is the Zelle. So for Zelle, make sure this way you'll be able to support. We want to support this choir. Listen, because we know that there's expenses when it comes down to having this tour, when it comes down to having this event, when it comes down to all this. So yes, Corey.
Yes, you're right. There are expenses. As much as I love Calissa, Denzel, and MMP, it ain't free. The rebrand campaign costs. The victory tour costs. And so I can't thank you enough, Jorad, for the appeal that you're making on behalf of Florida Super Choir. Thank you.
Listen, most definitely. So make sure you all support. Again, if you could go to the website, and on there you will be able to see it says support us, PayPal, Zelle, Cash App. Once again, if you don't have either one of them, listen, reach out to Minister Corey, find out how you can send. Listen, check. Make sure it don't bounce. Praise God. We want
Amen.
money order. We want money order. They take listen, if they could take EBT, I know they will take EBT too, huh? So Walmart to Walmart, MoneyGram, whatever the case may be, let us support. Again, send $7 to Florida Fellowship Super Choir to celebrate their 7-year anniversary. Again, if all hearts and minds are clear, listen, y'all gonna leave me. Listen, come on, listen, I'm speaking. When I say I believe in Florida Fellowship Super Choir, I believe in everything Florida for real. If y'all have not seen my posts, follow everything that I do on social media, and you will see that my heart. Here's great. Let me say this: I support all artists. Let me just say that, not just Florida. So
every last one.
But I have a heart because again, I live right here in Florida. MMP Studios is getting ready to launch their newest they're building their studio right here in Florida. And the good thing is they're not that far from me. They only about 45 minutes from my house. Praise God. So they're about 15-20 minutes from Tampa. So make sure you all support MMP Studios. Find out how you all can sow a seed into their ministry, to their brand, because at the end of the day, it's business, but I know it's ministry. Why? Because I know Denzel's heart and I know his family. Praise God. So at the end of the day, we want to make sure we're supporting everyone. I know Minister Corey didn't ask me to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. He said something to me, and then this is the last thing. He said something to me about supporting each other. Let me tell y'all something. I have my own graphic company as well, but I am not too big and I'm not too that I can't support another company that's doing great things. MMP Studios is doing an amazing job. Yes, my company with Level Up Graphics, we only specialize in certain things. I don't do websites, so y'all have to go to Calissa. Go to Calissa. Praise the Lord. But we do other stuff as well. But listen, when I tell you, I celebrate Denzel Proctor, I celebrate Calissa and MMP Studios. So again, if all hearts and minds are clear, again, Minister Corey, Kira, Denzel, Calissa, thank y'all and the entire board. And I see my brother Mark McDuffie was on. Everybody, president, directors, musicians, whatever your role is, thank y'all so much for the opportunity to allow me tonight to host the Florida Fellowship Super Choir's official launch special. If I don't see y'all again no time soon, I will see y'all. Listen, all the way, we're going to Duval. That's right, we're going to Duval, July 29th. Victory Tour right there in Jacksonville, Florida. So y'all come on, get in your cars. Listen, y'all carpool, get your mom and them, your dad and them, papa and them, get Ray, Fifi, Uncle Nim, and all the thems, and y'all travel to Jacksonville. Minister Corey, anything else from you tonight?
Thank you,
Listen,
man.
Calissa,
thank you.
Go ahead.
No, that was it. I just wanted to thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, Calissa, anything from you?
No, I just want to thank you as well. Thank you for the opportunity thank you, Corey, for the opportunity to design the website and be a part of this branding and this launch and your vision. And thank you, Jorad, for having me here tonight. Really appreciate it.
Welcome. Denzel Proctor.
I'm pretty good, man. It was definitely an honor. Thank you, Corey, for the opportunity. Thank you, Jorad, for being a great hostess. I really appreciate it. It's definitely an honor.
Kyria. Listen, this is my new sister. Listen, I just love her spirit. She just gave me life. Yeah, Kyria, anything from you?
I love you too, Jorad. This was a perfect first meeting. Well, this is not first meeting, but our first official face-to-face. So such a blessing to be on tonight. Thank you all for having me. Thank you, Corey, for your vision and for the opportunity for me to use my gift in this capacity. Thank you, Calissa, for answering my late night text. And for not blocking me. And thank you as well, Bizel, for your vision for this company that has facilitated such a great rebrand. I'm so excited to be using this fresh, new, efficient, effective, aesthetic website. I'm so proud of us, and I'm so happy for this collaboration with you all.
Listen, again, I want to say thank y'all again for tuning into tonight's. Listen, y'all continue to share this live. Continue to share this live to all your family, friends. Email it to people. Do whatever you need to do to get the word out. Again, my name is Jorad L. Holmes. Again, I will see you all in July next month. As we celebrate with the Fuller Fellowship Super Choir, and then make sure you all come to the Tampa Bay Gospel Awards to see if F2 Florida Fellowship Super Choir will walk away with one or both of their awards. We shall see what the Lord, if the Lord allows it, to see if they will win. So again, I will see you all when I will see you all very soon. Love you. Talk to you later. Deuces.